Damn.
Hello, my pretties, and welcome to Comic Book Queers, episode 315. I am your host, Brett, and with me, as always, is my pet, EvilJeff. Hi, Evil.
Hey, I have a boyfriend, but I'm really depressed.
Oh my God, you seem very goth and very gay. I see what you're doing.
Oh my
I see what you're doing there, teen.
I'm
Wink.
the teen.
You are the teen.
Hi, no, but I'm not. I don't want to play a teen. That felt gross. That feels gross.
Gross.
Did I tell you about how I had a band?
Be a teen?
I had a band called Flavor Changer.
Ew.
But no, it's a physics term.
Oh.
Of the flavors of different quarks.
Oh.
And when you change the flavors of quarks, that is radiation.
What's the flavor of a quark? What's a quark?
A quark comes in up, down, shit. But one of the flavors is also called charmed. Witchy. But anyway,
Witchy.
I wrote a bunch of music as me as a teen hustler. And so I was showing Joe like the song I wrote called I'm Legal on the Inside.
No.
And he's like, you can't sing this anymore. I was like, oh no, I forgot that now I'm old and I can't sing any of these lyrics that I wrote when I was like 19.
Maybe you can sing it next week. Maybe. When we talk
Anyway, I'm trying to like tap into my depressed inner teen because I'm inspired by Joe Locke. Who's also coming out next week in Heartstopper.
Yay. We're going to talk about Joe Locke. We're going to talk about Agatha All Along. In case you didn't get that from my amazing witch voice, listen, 2 episodes have dropped. EvilJeff and I are all over this show. Yes. Jeff, we're going to shine over the next few weeks. Like, we are now in our element. Yes. Everybody come listen to Comic Book Queers.
Yes.
This is the show you want to hear us talk about Agatha.
Yes.
Because it's for the gays.
So basically you're saying we're like watching something?
Oh, I think so. But what?
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
That's funny every time.
I was about to say my segues are so
they're funny every time. What you watching? More like what you witching.
What you witching?
I fucking love witches.
Yes.
This show made me realize how much I fucking love witches.
And we are talking about Agatha All Along. It was Agatha all along.
So, EvilJeff, you and I are big WandaVision heads. We consider WandaVision to be the best thing that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has ever done.
Yes.
Do you feel like this is a true follow-up in the spirit of WandaVision?
Well, I think we need to do a 1, 2, 3 to really decide on that.
All right, you count it off.
Are you ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Loved it. I'm making jerk off. I'm making jerk off motions.
Which was fun because my fucking husband was not that into it.
Wild. You know what? I can see. So let's start talking about the episode. I can see people watching the beginnings of episode 1 and being like, what the fuck is this?
They needed the 2 episodes because episode 2, that was where they needed episode 1 to get you going. But episode 2 is you're like, this
here
is what
we are.
it is.
But that was WandaVision too. Like, people watched the I Love Lucy WandaVision and was like, what the fuck is this? I hate this. And then when they got to like episode 3, they were like, oh, I'm all in.
Yes.
So we start off with another parody of a TV show to get us going.
This is like Mayor of, what is it?
Easttown.
Mayor of Easttown, basically.
So it's like True Detective. Because they did the poster that parodies True Detective. So I went into this episode thinking this was going to be a True Detective parody. Do you know the moment where I realized it was Mayor of Easttown? It was when the cop was taking her down to the body and he goes, she's down here right by the water. And I was like, oh, it's Mayor of Easttown. They hit the water so hard.
I mentioned that. I went water. Yep. This is what.
I was like,
but that isn't that town supposed to be in Pennsylvania? Am I correct, or is it New
Jersey?
Jersey. So
Westview is Jersey.
Does Southern Jersey have the water and the Pennsylvania, Baltimore, Maryland?
It's close. It's close. Yeah.
It's so weird. From Southern Jersey, you're like, water, where are we going? I'm going on. And then as you get north, then it's like,
yo,
morphs. What the fuck? I'm going to go to the shore.
But this is the part where I can see people being like, what the fuck is this? Because Catherine Hahn, I thought, actually did a masterful job at balancing the Agatha camp with the heavy dramatic Mayor of Easttown, which is played very straight.
Well, okay. I think you're giving her a little... I felt it was 100% camp. Like, I felt she was doing SNL parody of Kate
100%. That's kind of what I meant.
So you being like, she was 100% like real dramatic.
No. Okay. No, she added camp to what should have been a very played straight.
Yeah, she's just the whole time, she's just like, oh my God. Oh, I have a donut. Oh, screw you. I guess I know how much to charge on Etsy.
It's laid on so thick. Who is what do they say about the body? So it's her as a cop. She's a detective. Another detective is like, we have a dead body. What do we notice about what he is saying about the body?
He said that it was there was no prints or tracks. Is that what you're talking about?
What was the method of death?
Oh, crushed to death.
Right.
Yeah, so crushed to death like she was by the mountain, right? Was she crushed by...
Wangador, by the temple, by the Darkhold temple.
And so when they said that the rocks...
She being Wanda.
...under her nails are from Eastern Europe, that's where she died in Doctor Strange, correct?
Correct.
And you do see her with the dark fingers,
Yep.
you know.
Doesn't she have like dirt on them or mud? Oh, no, the body.
She does,
the dead
but
body.
I think when she starts using the dark magic, couldn't her fingers turn black?
Oh, yeah. Big time. So did Wanda's, yeah.
So I knew right away. Well, I think from one of the trailers it showed the body put Wanda Maximoff.
Oh,
so
100%.
I knew right away who the hell this was. And then, of course, my husband is like, why aren't they showing the face? That's dumb. And I was like,
no,
it's
you're dumb.
Wanda. And then he's like, how do you know? And I'm like, well, I saw the trailer. And he's like,
I'm picking...
Well,
no,
and I was
no. It's not I saw the trailer. It's I'm picking up the context.
But I was like, but I saw her black hands. I would have known anyway. I saw the black fingers.
They saw her hair is scarlet, for fuck's sake.
So already, me and my husband are combative, on the verge of divorce.
Already? You just got married.
I know, we just got married, and now Agatha All Along is going to tear us apart. Actually, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah.
She's visited by...
Aubrey
well, so we're
Plaza
noticing the detective that brings her to the body, the chief of police. These are the Westview people.
Yeah, we see at some points we see Deborah Jo Rupp. We see
Phil,
the hot guy. Who's the hot guy?
Phil is the chief of police, the guy with the mustache, my favorite character from WandaVision.
I saw him do stand up with a friend of mine.
Oh.
And in person he's very short but just as sexy.
Well, we saw that he's married to Anya. We saw that he's married to her name turns out to be Sarah Proctor. They're the Proctors.
Wait, you're talking about I'm talking about someone else. I'm talking about not the guy married to Anya. He's not.
Oh, that's who I'm talking about.
No,
he was the chief of police.
I'm talking about the guy who worked at the pawn shop.
Yes.
I think he's hot.
Yeah,
anyway,
great.
But he's also a WandaVision character. They're all showing up, and then along comes Aubrey Plaza as the feds. And they hate each other. But I will tell you all of this. There is palpable sexual tension.
Yo, okay, bitch. Like, this is where I'm like, they're lesbians. They're exes. They've had sex.
And then later on, when they are out of the Mayor of Easttown show, it is
it's no secret.
Yeah, it's like they didn't literally say, I licked your pussy, but they said everything other than that.
Okay, she also licked the blood off of her hand as if it were her pussy.
Yes, she did lick her gash. So, there you go.
So we meet this.
One cool thing I will say.
One thing.
And all of these outside shots is Joe, who the one thing he did like is that Joe works for Warner Brothers. And so last year when he was working at Warner Brothers, this was being shot outside of his window. Like literally,
did he finally put two and two together? He was like, "That's what was being shot."
No, he knew what it was. No, he was like calling me, being like, "They're shooting WandaVision." But he basically was being like, "Oh, I saw that. I saw that part. I saw that part." So that excited him.
One thing I want to mention is the opening credits to this episode, where they do the Mayor of Easttown opening credits, and they list all the actors, quote unquote, by the names that Wanda had given them in WandaVision. So not their real names, but who they were in the mythical imaginary Westview, which I thought was a great touch. Like Deborah Jo Rupp was listed as Mrs. Hart, even though her name is Sharon Davis in the show.
Yeah. So Aubrey kind of gives her a bit of a clue where she's
wait, I'm sorry. Wait, one more thing about the opening credits is when they did based on the Swedish series WandaVision. Did you see that?
Yes.
That was incredible.
But Aubrey shows up at her house and basically is like, "Do you know why you hate me? Have you ever left this town?" Just giving her some clues of like, get out of this dream.
Yeah. Trying to snap her out of this spell she's under.
But then there's a sound. Somebody's robbing them. It's a faggot. Fag burglar.
It's burglar. A twink.
Twink burglar. Turd
Twinkler.
burglar.
Twinkler.
A turd burglar.
A turd burglar.
And she catches them. It's Joe Locke, a.k.a.
And he goes,
Billy,
"Hi."
A.k.a. Wiccan. He doesn't have... Wait, are you saying... Or do you feel... How do you feel
No, but that's
accent
from Heartstopper. They always go, "Hi."
Okay.
Hi.
There were a few moments, he said a few words where his American accent was very good, but there were a few words.
Don't talk about him too much because we have our character run through.
Oh, okay.
Later on. We're plotting right now.
But anyway, she brings him downtown. She puts him and he starts casting a spell. She like puts him in the tank.
She's got him in the interrogation room as if he's a perp and she's a detective. He starts incanting.
Yeah, she's like, "You're going into the..." And then he's like, "There's no dead body. It's just flowers." And then she's like, and then all of the pictures of Wanda disappear. The dead body are gone. It's just flowers. Then she's like, "What the fuck? You're going in the tank. I'm going."
She's like, "Look at that mirror." He's like, "That's a painting."
She goes to the morgue. The body is not there. She does one of those like... Blah, blah, blah.
She's like, "No, the body's here." Yeah.
Then it's there. Aubrey shows up. She's like, "Look at it." The name appears. And then her real name appears because she's been going by Agnes.
Yeah,
Aubrey. Was she Agnes in?
She was Agnes is the mythical reality.
In the mythical
and
reality.
But she's Agatha. The nosy neighbor was Agnes.
And
the
then
spell
Aubrey's
that she
like,
put her under
"Get
at the
out
end
of it,
WandaVision.
get out of the spell." And the way she tears out of it, she has to tear off every.
She goes backwards through WandaVision.
Yeah. Until she finally realizes who she is. But once she realizes who she is, the real Aubrey comes and attacks her. She licks her
Looking
gash.
hot as fuck, by the way.
Basically, it looks like it was a bad breakup where she stole her... She probably stole her power.
Probably.
She probably licked her pussy, stole her power.
Licked her gash.
And then hid. And now that she doesn't have powers, Aubrey's able to find her. And she's like, "Look, give me a chance. Let me get full power and then we can fight." It was very Kill Bill. Let's meet at the baseball diamond once I have my full powers.
Yes.
And then she's like, "You know what? I will wait because the Dance of the Seven Veils," or whoever the fuck these are.
The Salem Seven, which is a big Fantastic Four villain group, by the way. When we went back and read Agatha in the comics.
Agatha All Along.
Yeah.
Wasn't that her son?
Nicholas Scratch is her son, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay. Because there was a Nicholas Scratch was in her...
So, click on to the next.
Okay.
I want to talk about Agatha Harkness and kind of what's going on with her, the character. Are the slides not working?
My mouse died.
Your mouse? Can't you use an arrow? Who has a mouse?
I have to click.
There we go.
All right, it did work.
All right, Miss Agatha Harkness. So when she was mayor of Easttown, or Agnes of Westview, She looked in a child's bedroom. That child's bedroom was empty. I mean, there was no people in it. There was stuff.
But that was her. Was it her house?
It was her house.
Okay.
The name on the plaque on the wall of the child is Nicholas Scratch. Is this implying that Agatha once had a child? And
Yes.
did she perhaps sacrifice it for power?
But Nicholas Scratch isn't he one of the 7?
I don't know. I think he's a separate character outside of the Salem 7.
No, well, in the comic we read, that person, that one guy who ends up getting burned alive instead of her, when they're all like, we're going to burn Agatha in that Fantastic Four. Yeah. In the end, when she left, she was like, that was my son.
Yeah, okay.
But he wasn't Nicholas Scratch.
No, I don't know the comics history of these folks, but I do know that it was heavily implied in this show that she once had a kid.
Right.
Or maybe not her own kid. Maybe she had someone like a teen who she sacrificed before. Maybe she had a young Padawan.
But teen, you're not saying teen as in Joe Locke.
I'm saying she probably had a relationship with a kid or a teen, much like she's got with this teen.
Oh, but you're not saying Joe Locke is really her son.
No, Joe. We all know who Joe Locke is.
No, he's Wiccan.
We'll get there. There are slides.
Oh my god. Anyway, we basically the Salem 7. Aubrey's like, I'll let the Salem 7 come and get you because they're looking for you now too. I also like that when she comes out of it, she walks out naked, all pissed off. And basically they're like, oh yeah, we knew you were still under the spell. We're not under the spell. We were just kind of like being nice to you and kind of like putting up with your crazy antics.
What I kind of love is we're finally meeting the real Westview people. We're meeting who they are in real life. Could you minimize the slide a little bit? I want to see us.
My mouse.
Oh, your mouse. Fuck.
And
what is a mouse?
I have
you don't have a trackpad?
Mouse. I'm on a desktop.
Oh.
I'm not on a laptop.
So we're thinking she's got an ex-girlfriend. She potentially had a kid. She probably sacrificed one of them or both for power. There we are. What do we think also, like, are we thinking Agatha's going to be a sympathetic character by the end of this? Are we going to be rooting for her? Are we already rooting for her?
I have not seen any. There's been nothing. There's been nothing dropped in showing of what would redeem her.
Right. Nothing.
So
other than like she's hilarious.
The only thing that could redeem her is on the journey she actually starts to care about these people.
It's almost as if she's on a hero's journey.
Yes, but whether that is actually going to happen remains to be seen. Right now, she's still on the I hate all of you. And I'm going to
use all of you.
I'm probably going to suck all of your powers away and kill you and then just leave the road by myself.
So that gets us to the plot. That gets us to the mission. She meets Teen. Teen basically is the one who, together, they're like, we're going to get on the road, the Witch's Road. Teen wants to be on the Witch's Road. And basically, the end of the Witch's Road, if you're able to make it, you get whatever it is your heart desires the most. She wants power, and we'll talk about what he wants later.
What does the teen want? What do you think the teen wants? Do you feel he knows who he really is?
Absolutely.
Because he's already talking about being. He's like, oh, I grew up. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm assuming it's still that he, like, just like in the comics, he grew up with a different mother, and it isn't until later that he realizes he's the soul of Billy Maximoff.
Yeah.
So he could have, but maybe we also see that he has a boyfriend.
Yes.
Maybe he's the bottom, and the power he wants is to be able to top.
Maybe.
He just can't figure out.
But what will he do with that power?
And the guy's like, look, I can't be the top all the time. You need to top every once in a while. Otherwise, we're breaking up. And then he's like, I guess I have to go on the Witch's Road.
On the Witch's Road and risk my life so I can finally top. So together they assemble a coven. They're like, we're going to need a coven if we're going to go on the Witch's Road.
Episode 2.
And this is really how episode 2. So episode 1 is like, Agatha's back. Episode 2 is Agatha forms a coven, and we meet the other witches who she assembles.
Can we move to the next witch?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Who is it? Oh, it's Lilia Calderu, the first one they visit. Played by...
Is this a character in Marvel? Do you know any of that?
I do not know.
Okay. Played by Patti LuPone.
Patti LuPone. I'm non-union. I'm non-equity, but I'm still getting work.
Is she really
I don't understand.
union?
She's non-equity anymore, but she's on Broadway now. I don't know how that happens.
What?
Magic.
Well, she has to have SAG to be on this. All right. Anyway. I am not a huge Patti LuPone fan.
I am.
But she's great in this. She's great.
She's
literally,
great.
They were like, this is like literally written for Patti LuPone.
So they each have kind of a role, like a specialty.
And it seems like when you're on the road, you need different types of witches. So there's a divination witch.
And I think that's who
witches,
she
other
is.
Types of, she's the divination witch.
Yeah. She's able to impress Agatha with her power, where Agatha had pretty much written her off as a joke, and she turns to her and goes, you had your agency taken away for 3 years. She did that to you. And it like really cuts to the heart of Agatha and her pain. So she joins up.
But she's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to go on the road. And then she ends up using her powers to get a list of the other witches in the coven.
That's right.
They said something where at any given time, within a 3-mile radius, there's enough witchy power to form a coven.
Which is so great. Not since 6 Degrees of Separation have I felt more connected to my fellow man.
Yeah. And can we just also just really quick say, since we've passed we've passed episode 1, we've seen the credits. The credits have The Craft, Bewitched,
Lisa Simpson.
They have every witch.
Wait, can we talk about The Craft? Can we talk about how when Rio Vidal attacked Agatha in episode 1 in her house and with the knife and then had her up against the wall? That was straight up Nancy and Sarah from the end of The Craft. Shot for shot, bitch.
I bind you, Agatha Harkness, from causing
Stop. Wait.
Anyway, she gets a list of the women on the coven. She's like, here, I'm out. And she's like, bitch, you're on the list.
Bitch, you're on the list.
However, there's a name on the list that's just a black heart.
Can we talk about this?
Agatha doesn't want any fucking part of it.
I have a theory, and we'll get to her, though.
I feel it's Aubrey, or do you think it's someone else?
No, it's absolutely Aubrey, but I don't think Rio Vidal is really who she is.
Oh, okay. Oh, you think? Oh, but we talked about it because do we want to go? Is she next?
No, we're doing all the C-listers. Question about people like Lilia Calderu. Is she going to live through this show?
That's the other tricky thing. Is this going to be a thing where they all die one by one until there's
I think it is.
Left?
I think it is.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, she's the one that's like, it's a death wish. So.
And I think maybe then that's the end, is where it's going to be like her, Aubrey, and Billy. Teen,
and Billy. I mean, Teen.
And she's not going to want to kill him.
Totally.
Maybe? Or is she?
Let's keep in mind who she... Well, we'll talk about him. But first, let's talk about Alice Wu Gulliver.
Alice Wu Gulliver, she is the daughter of a witch, of a blood witch that was a rock singer, who wrote... she wrote the Witch's Road song, right?
I think so, yeah. Or like did like the best rendition of it or something?
Yeah. And so she's
mommy
a
issues
blood
this
witch,
one.
And she has mommy issues. She doesn't really believe in the witches, but she's an ex-cop.
Yep.
And,
she in fact I feel like she like scoffs at magic and witchcraft because of what she went through with her mother.
But she still ends up showing up to the coven to kind of like, because they basically were like, do you want to know what happened?
Don't you want to know what happened to mommy? Which Agatha's good. Agatha's good.
Every single time. Me and Joe were fighting again about which hot topic that was.
Married life.
And I was convinced, I'm convinced it was Century City, and he felt it was the Glendale Galleria. And so now we probably need to go to both of those hot topics to see if we can recognize which one it is.
Pick me up a shirt. You're so hot topic right now, by the way.
I know. Do you like my cat? It's a bunch of cats playing
Oh,
keyboard.
I love that, actually. I'm in a hotel. I'm at a work event. I've got the white on, so we're giving,
you're
Glinda and
a
Elphaba.
white witch. I'm a dirty dark.
True magic is neither black nor white. The craft.
Whatever. The fun magic is always black.
So
once
yeah,
you
Alice.
go black, you never go back. Isn't that what that saying's about?
Exactly, and that's exactly what witchcraft.
All right.
Alice Woo Gulliver dead. Right, she going to die. This one I'm not so sure about. Jennifer Kale. Jennifer Kale.
Now she is a Marvel character.
She's a big Marvel character. She's a big supporting Doctor Strange character. I actually was surprised. I don't know much about her in the books, but I was surprised at how like aloof and superficial this character is, which I'm sure there's going to be depth there later, but I was surprised. I wasn't expecting the vibe that we're getting from Sashir Zamata.
But basically she is a potions person, but her powers have been bound.
Yeah, something taken away.
And so
stripped,
now she's
bound.
just stuck being in a candle MLM, basically. and it looks like she's up for fraud, might be going to prison, and so she's going to the road to get her.
She's a little bit of a grifter. She's a grifter, this one. Did you notice though? There was a few shots where there was an image behind her that made it look like things were radiating out of her head. And when Patti LuPone met her for the first time, she went, "High Priestess." And then it was kind of glossed over. That's interesting.
The other thing is Jennifer Kale and Patti LuPone, they're all hundreds of years old.
I love that. I love witches.
Jennifer Kale, she also has a history. Like she knew immediately who Agatha was. Like they've clearly, I don't know whether they've been in a coven together before.
No, but
they've had crossings.
And it feels like Agatha's reputation really precedes her.
Well, but that's with what's her name? Lalia,
yeah.
Labia
is a great restaurant in Brooklyn, by the way. You cannot get a table.
Labia, she knew of Agatha, but it felt like Jennifer Kale was like, "No, oh, you bitch again."
Yeah, they had a history.
They've met before.
Like big time. She was like, "I've made a concentrated effort to never see you again."
Yes.
Yeah, Patti LuPone knew of Agatha, but also that was the reason she was like, "No fucking way with you. I heard about you."
But once again, it's the offer is too good to get her powers back. All of them have been dangled in front of them.
Tempted.
And like the funny thing is Labia, I'm just calling her
Labia
from now on. Labia LuPone, she doesn't want to go, but I think because her name is on that list, she's afraid to cross the divination.
She's bound. Yeah.
Yeah. Who else do we have?
This one, Sharon Davis, Mrs. Hart, Deborah Jo Ruff. This one took me out. I was like, wait, is she a witch? Because I knew she was going to be like on the road.
She's not a witch, but
Stop
literally,
bitch.
Agatha did not want to bring Aubrey Plaza. What's Aubrey Plaza's character again?
Rio Vidal.
She did not want to bring Rio Vidal. So she just literally walks across the street and kidnaps.
They're like, but there was another name. And Agatha's like, oh yeah, it was, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
She kidnaps her. She manipulates her. Deborah Jo Ruff gets led into that basement and goes, "Are we doing laundry together?"
And then the best is they're all singing, and then it just cuts to her, and she's like, "Am I supposed to know the lyrics to this song?"
When they were doing The Witch's Road, they were very careful. The camera work was very careful. The editing was very careful to not show Deborah Jo Ruff. But then they finally cut to her, and she's all into it. She's just happy to be included.
The thing is, she's already had a couple of glasses of wine.
Oh,
That's
for sure.
This is why this is happening. She's like,
oh, for sure.
Oh, a party.
Oh.
She also seems very lonely when she's like, a party? Someone invited me?
The greatest thing to ever happen to her. Too bad she's going to die. Right?
Oh, no. Oh, it's
like
so
horribly.
Sad. Like
she's
Jurassic
gonna get turned.
Nanny from Jurassic World horribly died.
What happened?
She was the one where then she got picked up by pterodactyls and then was being poked and then fell in the water and was almost drowned and then got attacked by another one and then got eaten by the giant one. That's what's going to happen to Deborah Jo.
That's what's going to happen to her, and it's going to be hilarious. And you know what? That's what you get for serving as a character witness to what's his name that was on that 70s show. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
But you know what?
It's okay.
I feel she's like the old mom, and I almost forgive her more of that. I mean, I don't forgive
than any of them
for doing that. Did you hear the new Linkin Park singer, who's a girl, is also a Scientologist and wrote a letter for Danny Masterson?
What? Anyway.
Although I made it really awkward because one of my friends was like, a girl is the lead singer and I know her. I like worked with her on something. And I was like, she's a rape apologist. And then she was like, well, yeah. Like kind of burst her like, I know a celebrity. And then it's like, rape apologist. And she's like, ooh.
Losing my mind. Not
okay,
that Deborah Jo. Okay, yes, let's move on. Our apologies to Deborah Jo Ruff. You're doing a great job.
Rio
Vidal.
Aubrey Plaza. Basically playing the Shadow King.
The Shadow King.
She's the Shadow King in everything she plays.
Thank God. She was Shadow Kinging it up. She's definitely the villain.
But we think she's really Mephisto.
No.
Oh, you don't? Isn't that what you were saying before?
That's not what I was saying before.
What were you saying before?
I think she's Blackheart, who is a child of Mephisto.
Black Heart, and then there's the Black Heart. But then wouldn't
they said it wasn't a name on the list of the coven, it was just a Black Heart.
But
Black
so then
Heart
does Agatha
her name.
No.
Absolutely.
Does Agatha think Black Heart is the child of Mephisto?
Oh,
or
that
Aubrey
maybe.
Plaza?
Maybe. I mean, if they had intimacy before, I would imagine Agatha's not stupid.
So I'm curious if she has she ever called her by her name? Does she know her as the Black Heart or as Rio?
She has called her Rio.
Oh, okay.
But Agatha also knew who the Black Heart meant.
But does she think? Does she know who it is? But doesn't think. But knows.
No, she knows damn well. That's why she was like, "Oh yeah, no, it's Deborah Jo Ruff," because she does not want to bring this bitch onto the road. The other thing she said, "I have a heart and it's black and it beats for you." So she said, "My heart is black," and then her name is a Black Heart. So she's Blackheart, who incidentally Wes Bentley played in the sequel to the Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider, because Blackheart is a Ghost Rider villain. But also, so I say Rio Vidal, daughter of Mephisto. You heard it here first.
Was Wes Bentley filming the paper bag?
You want to see the most beautiful thing I've ever.
Addict for a while and then got over it and got to work again. Okay,
yep.
Nice. All right, are we moving on?
Well, what else do we want to say? Aubrey Plaza, she's super hot. She elevates everything she's in.
Well, she said in an interview, they were like, it feels very gay coded, and she's like, hell yeah, it is. It had to be.
She said there's going to be a gay explosion at the end of this series.
Yes. That could also be teen.
No.
Billy.
Yeah.
We actually see he orgasms, but
because a light wind blew across his shorts.
I know, right?
He is a teen.
I love how it's like, here he is trying to get his powers, trying to deal with his boyfriend. Heartstopper's about to come up where he has an eating disorder.
I know. He looks good in this, though. He looks like he's filled out.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he's growing up.
Yeah. Good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, I don't know if this. I'm Aubrey Plaza is going to be the thing that delivers the most surprises. I feel.
Well, this also.
Okay. Let's talk about Joe Locke. Let's talk about team.
So have we?
I'm losing my mind.
You look into this shit. Have we gotten the lip readers into figuring out what he's saying when he's muted?
I don't know.
The first time when
Great
she
question.
asks, "What is your name?"
Yeah.
Weird writing goes over his lips.
Looked like a letter M.
It seemed like he was saying William, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Also, he could not be saying anything real because they know that this is intentionally, like when he was driving the car, he could have been like, yeah, anyway, I was born in Kentucky and I don't know, fucked a cow. I don't know. What?
Well, I'm hoping some lip readers will try and figure it out.
I hope so.
I follow a couple of lip readers that now just follow like celebrities at basketball games with paparazzi like everywhere and like lip reading what they're saying.
Can we try a lip reading exercise right now? Apologies to our audio listeners, but lip something and see if I can say it. See if I can understand. Hi, my name is Brett and I'm a faggot.
Yeah, very good.
Oh my God, I'm good at this. All right, I'm going to do something. I'm going to do one now, right? Ready?
Okay. Hi, my name's Jeff, and I'm fabulous.
No, I said you're a faggot.
No, I know, but I wanted to make it nice.
That's funny lip reading. Great. Back to Joe Locke. So he shows up. His accent, I think, is pretty good. There's a few slips, but it's like, hey, that's just how this kid talks, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
There was a time where he was like,
him...
yeah, what's going on? I want some water. And then you're like,
right.
uh-oh. It's like little slips.
But listen, this is like his second acting job on film.
No, he's
like,
doing great.
He's doing great. He is delightful in this.
He's delightfully queeny and gay.
Delightfully
and excited.
queeny.
But I also want to know, like, what, like, he's dressed all goth, but he's still like, ooh, I want to walk on the dark road. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my boyfriend. Oh, my boyfriend. Need to talk about
anyway, it's really nice getting to know you. It's also funny watching him make Charlie faces. Like he makes faces like Charlie from Heartstopper, but there's this American voice coming out of him, which is a little bit deeper than it was in Heartstopper too, by the way.
Speaking of, Kit Connor also is doing an American accent in the Wild Robot. He's one of the voices in that, and he's doing an American accent. I saw a clip of him doing it. I was like, ooh.
So they're both Broadway kids. Also, Joe Locke just finished Sweeney Todd, and Kit Connor is going on in Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. Oh, is he taking?
No, it's a Broadway Romeo and Juliet, not West End.
But is it the same? It's not the same production.
No, different production.
Different thing?
As Tom Holland. Yeah.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
There are rumors that they are engaged.
Oh, I hope so. I'm invested in them, Tom and Zendaya.
I also had heard a rumor that they broke up, but then it turns out that was both.
I'm sure every rumor about every possible scenario is out there.
Yeah. Also, he's great, and I don't want him to die. I don't think he can die because he's basically. I feel like he's going to bring back his mom.
100%.
Yeah. And do you think she's going to show up for this?
No, you know what? I think it's like he'll almost do it. You know, like I don't know. I don't think we're going to see Elizabeth Olsen at the end of this, but I think he will achieve something that will motivate him to keep going, and then maybe that's where he links up with the Young Avengers.
Is there real things about the Young Avengers? I can't remember.
There have nothing concrete. There has been talk that they are going to be the focus of one of the shows coming up, no, there's nothing concrete about them appearing or having a movie or a show or being.
They keep concentrating on all this dumb stuff, and you have something that would be good. Right. I'm sorry,
just focus on building this team.
And maybe it will be good, but the new Captain America, it'll be good.
I know.
But the Falcon and Winter Soldier just wasn't that good.
It's garbage.
The idea of them doing Young Avengers, that feels like that would be so much more exciting if you had Ms. Marvel and Spider-Man and Wiccan and Hawkeye, girl Hawkeye, and what's Ant-Man's daughter's name?
Stature.
Stature.
She's Stinger in the movie.
Stinger. Yeah, I won all of that.
Yeah, they're here. Let's go.
They're just there, ready to have a really cool show.
And listen, maybe this ends with Teen being I need a coven of my own. I need a team. And it leads to Young Avengers. But this is undoubtedly Billy Kaplan. If they pull some shit where this is like Nicholas Scratch and not Billy Kaplan, I will quit this show. Oh, yeah. No, it won't be. It's going to come out that she had a son. She sacrificed him for power. This is Wanda's son.
Her redemption. And
she realizes, what the fuck did I do?
Is there any more there?
Let's not forget. No, that's it. Let's not forget. Agatha Harkness in the comics is a nanny.
Well, hello. There's nothing of that anywhere.
I know, but maybe we'll get there. Maybe this will end with Agatha realizing, I love this kid. I want to protect this kid. He and I together are going to fuck up Aubrey Plaza, and then I'm going to help him find his mother. That's where I think this is going to go. Or
maybe that does happen, but now I'm thinking of another thing. Close your eyes, Brett. I'm going to paint you a picture. Close your eyes. You're in the theater. You just are finishing the Fantastic Four movie, and you're waiting for the end credits. In these end credits, Sue just had Franklin. She gave birth to Franklin at the end of it. The credits came up. You just see her, and they're like, we need to look for a new nanny. None of these work. Ding dong. Open the door. There's Agatha Harkness. Hi, I'm your new nanny.
It was Agatha all along.
No, but here's the thing. This takes place in the 60s, doesn't it? So it would be earlier Agatha.
Yeah, but I kind of, she's been alive 450 years.
No, I know, but it would be before all the WandaVision stuff happened.
Yeah, sure, of course. Oh, but that means then when WandaVision happened, she already would have had experiences with the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
All along. I am living for the fact that Billy Kaplan is in the MCU. This is big. And he's hanging out with a bunch of English teachers.
It is going to be Nicholas Scratch.
There's no
I feel like you're jinxing it. You're jinxing
There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. This show opened with the words Wanda Maximoff. Come on. It has to end there.
But sometimes they give really stupid...
I know. Sometimes they get really stupid. They do really stupid
twists. Oh. But wouldn't it be funny if the twist was that it wasn't that thing that everybody wanted? And you're like, no, it wouldn't be.
No, it'll be fine. He's Billy. Kit Connor will be Hulkling. It'll be great. All along. So I'm thankful this is in my life. Thankful this is here for Halloween, for spooky season. I'm going to be a witch for Halloween now, obviously.
Well, I already you already saw a preview of my costume.
Ooh, I did.
Well, I was on an episode.
Yeah, I know. Jean
Grey.
Ms. Grey. Marvel Jeff.
I'm going to be a boy Jean Grey, though.
Yeah, gender bended.
Yeah. Well, that's my one rule about Halloween is I still need to be able to be fuckable.
100%. That's rule number one of Halloween.
Even though I'll be with my husband, and it's a sure thing.
Hello.
But I still want to be hit on maybe by somebody else.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh, spooky season's coming. Agatha's here. Finally, something good for us to watch. There's been some real shitters on TV that I'm very happy about this now.
I'm so happy we have this.
What was crappy? I didn't like The Batman. I didn't like Kite Man. I didn't like the Boys.
Yeah.
It was really rough.
Yeah,
it was really
and now
rough.
we have Agatha, and everything will be okay. And we have Billy Kaplan.
But you know what? Here's the thing, is I've decided to be a teen that shops at Hot Topic and studies magic. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you are a teen that goes to Hot Topic and studies magic, well, that makes you
queer.